am Lance from Sey, and we are here to talk about the copy that we submitted to Leaderboard. And yeah, so let's get in right to it. I am the green buyer for Sey. This is Liam. He is the roaster, and we're gonna just walk you through this copy a little bit. The producer's name is Guillermo Lomas, and he is a producer in the north of Ecuador. We don't actually work with very many producers in the north. Most of where we work in Ecuador is more in the south, in Loja, primarily in and around La Papaya. But Guillermo Lomas is one of the few producers that we work with in the north. He is primarily growing, and this copy that we purchased is the Sidra variety. We have done some genetic testing around this variety, and it is a pure Ethiopian landrace variety. We don't really have a good idea of kind of like where on the variety tree Sidra like specifically falls, but we do know that it is an Ethiopian landrace variety, and I assume that as we get you know, a larger data bank around this, we'll be able to pinpoint it a little bit more in the future, which will be cool. And what else? Guillermo Lomas is a part of the La Papaya kind of like Juan Peña exporting group, and that is where we initially made this introduction and tasted his copies for the first time, and they have historically and traditionally been quite good. And we're excited to see kind of like where this goes into the future and continue tasting his copies as they progress. And with that, I'll let Liam kind of like walk us through the way that he would have identified this coffee on the cupping table.
Yeah, so Lance said it, this is an Ethiopian coffee grown in Ecuador. So that's where I would start. For me, that means I would look for the soft citrus oil, slightly floral profile of an Ethiopian coffee with the herbal, green, slightly minty almost. We call it Eucalyptus. That's what we look for. The profile of an Ecuador coffee. So in this coffee, it's a little more subdued. It doesn't hit you over the head the way some Sidras from Ecuador do, but it's still a very soft, layered, slightly floral, citrusy red and green cup.
Totally. There's definitely some interesting conversation around like this kind of green quality in the cup that is like, you know, is it vegetal, is it herbal, is it you know, floral, what kind of, you know, green are we talking about here? And those are really interesting conversations for us that we feel like are important, and with Sidra specifically, we do feel like it is important to kind of like distinguish these kind of like green flavors into like herbal, but what kind of herbal, not vegetal. Vegetal feels very different to us in this regard, but this kind of like green eucalyptus sort of like quality is something that we primarily actually like look for in Sidras and want in Sidras, because it is kind of a very specific thing to this variety. And you know, we do find that, you know, mostly find that in Sidras from Ecuador. So I hope you all had fun with it. I hope you some at least were able to identify it, and looking forward to next time. All right, take care.